McMorrin.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. The standards, protections and rights that we've all come to enjoy are now being put at risk with this bill. The rules which govern trade must strike at the heart of our values that we expect of ourselves and each other. And trade policy must therefore be transparent, subject to thorough parliamentary scrutiny, and must respect all the nations of the UK. And on that, this bill fails. Now more than ever, as this country builds back better, we must ensure that the health of people and the planet are protected, that standards, workers and welfare rights are raised and our society becomes more resilient and sustainable. And there can be no rolling back on rights, no undercutting of protections and no selling out of our values, no compromise on standards. But at a time when we face so many crises on three fronts, Madam Deputy Speaker, health, climate and the economy, all aspects of government policy must be aimed at mitigating and eradicating those crises. But despite the rhetoric, this government yet again fails. And, Madam Deputy Speaker, neither the environment nor climate are even mentioned in this bill. The world's poorest already bear the heaviest burden of climate breakdown. Trade policy must be rebalanced to put justice and fairness at the heart of future agreements. And there must be recognition from the government that their lax approach on the environment in trade policy will lead to the promotion of cheaper but drastically higher carbon and poorer quality imported goods. This is bad for business, bad for people and bad for jobs. With UK producers, creators and innovators being undercut and a disaster for our environment. But first and foremost, the UK's future trade agreements must be compatible with our commitment to keep global warming to a maximum of 1.5 degrees C by the end of this century. Trade policy must have embedded it at its legal core the Paris Climate Agreement and the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Only then can we guarantee a base commitment over trade policy which will be legally binding and which will work progressively towards the kind of high recovery that we desperately need to see. And the trade bill is also detrimental to food standards, the future prosperity of the UK's agriculture sector and animal rights, welfare rights. And Madam Deputy Speaker, this week is the week of the Royal Welsh Show, the week where farmers and food experts come together in Llanelwedd to celebrate our great produce. Those farmers who have really helped put food on our tables during this recent crisis. But this trade bill does nothing to help them, only weakens them. And despite UK government promises to farmers and food producers that we would accept no watering down of standards, this government continues to pursue the prospect of agricultural market access to the United States, where we know the qualities fall well below that of the UK. A selling out of our farmers, appeasement over action, that's what we get with this government. So, Madam Deputy Speaker, this is window dressing scrutiny whilst government machinery continues to proceed down the same calamitous path. And far from handing power to Wales, this bill hollows out the right to regulate the standard of goods.